In this series of Tableau, first we'll see about the necessity of data visualizations. Okay. Now, what is data visualization? Data visualization is a process of converting your raw data into an easily understandable information, which can be further converted to a graphical charts, with the help of which we can take a better and effective decisions for a better business. The purpose of data visualization is used to analyze the data in a better way, faster decision making. So with the help of this particular graphs, so we can make a better decision, a faster decisions. Okay. And a simplification of the data. So when you see this particular raw data, it becomes very difficult to understand. But the same data, when you see it in the form of a graphs, in the form of visuals, so it becomes very easy to analyze a lot of data in a single picture or a single graph. Okay, fine. Now, see here, I've just taken an example. On the left-hand side, you can see that we have some Excel, that is a raw data. So which is just like, a lot of data is there. Okay, and with the help of which it becomes really very difficult to analyze, take some kind of a decision. But on the right hand side, we see that we have different types of visuals. We have a bar chart, geographic charts, we have a line charts where we are able to analyze the trend analysis. We also have a pie chart. Okay. So with the help of which we can do a kind of a comparisons, like, okay, when you talk about this particular bar chart, so we can see like, this is representing the subcategory wise sales. From this raw data, we have taken the subcategory wise, so which is showing the summarized value. So where we can see that, phones and chairs, they have been a very outlier value. They have done extremely very good. But at the end of the day, you can see the phones are standing in the top. So that means, okay, it has done the higher sales than the chairs. Okay. And then we have a storage and the tables and how they have been performing the sales. So this is, we are easily able to analyze it from this particular raw data. So like, which particular subcategory has done a better sales, where we have done lower sales. We have a geographic chart here. So with the help of this particular geographic chart, so we are able to analyze each state wise how they are being performed. So we can see here, there are some kind of states where we have a high intensity colors. So that means the states which have the high intensity colors, they are like high sales. The low intensity colors are low sales. That means we understand that California, Washington, they have something like, the colors of more high intensity, and New York and all these things. So they are little high sales, and Texas and all these things. So we see that in the western region, California and Washington have the higher sales. And in the south region, we see that Texas has done higher sales. And when you see the east region, we have the high sales from the the New York region. And we see that other states, like, the intensity of the color is very light. That means they have a lower sales. So we can analyze this particular information. So geographically, the state wise, and that state belongs to which particular region, what is the neighboring region, how they have been performing. So we are able to analyze this. Okay. Now, in the same way, we have this particular line chart here. So again, from the same data, we have converted this to a line chart. So where we can, area chart rather, it's a filled line chart. So where we can see the lines, okay, the areas which is just going up and down. It is like, month wise how the sales are happening. So, okay, the first month how it happened. Second month, there was again dip. Again, the third month, there was a kind of a peak rise, and then again the kind of an average sales, and there is a kind of a raise on every year, and you can see there is a kind of a peaks here. And the start of the year, the sales are low. At the end of the year, we see the sales are high. And we also see that during this particular 4 years of time, so how this particular the sales have been increased. So we can see that particular trend line says, like, the sales what was there in 2018 to 21, there is a kind of a progress growth what has happened. So we are able to analyze this particular information. So we call this the trend analysis we can do, okay, with the help of visuals. Now here I have taken a pie chart. Okay, is one of the visualization. So mainly we use this particular pie chart is when you want to see the individual values, okay, contribution for the grand total. Okay, so whatever the total sales is there, how much percentages of the sales is being contributed by the consumer segment, how much sales is contributed by the corporate segment, how much is contributed to home offices. So you want to get those kind of analysis. Yeah, with the help of this, easily we can come to know that consumers have done more than half of the sales. Okay, and we can see the home office less than the quarter of the sales. Okay, from 18 to 20% of the sales. We can see 30% of the sales is done by the corporate segment. So that is what a kind of a rough analysis we can get it with the help of this one. And then, yeah. Now, Tableau is one of the tools with the help of which we can really create a lot of visualizations, with the help of which we can easily understand the data, okay, for a better decision making. So it is one of the widely used tool which is used in the business intelligence industries. Okay, there are many popular data visualization tools. Tableau is there. We have a Power BI. We also have a ClickView. These are some of the very popular data visualization tools. That means all these particular tools or many other tools are also there with the help of which we can do the data visualization tool. But we'll try to understand why we use a Tableau, why Tableau is in more trending. Okay, we see the Tableau and Power BI, they are in a big trending, okay, when it comes to the data analysis and data visualization purpose. So the main reason here is the Tableau is lightweight and it has a better performance than the other BI tools. Okay, since it is a lightweight and it works much faster. It's a very user-friendly. Mean to say is when you're working with this and you want to create a data visualizations, so it is almost like an Excel skills. Okay, so if you are well versed with Excel, pivot tables, and the charts and all those things, so here we have something similar, kind of a drag and drop tools with the help of which we can create the the visuals, dashboards, and all those things can be created and connect to many different types of data sources. So now again, in the business intelligence industry, what happens, the data is available on the different types of data sources. It might be the file systems, it might be database servers, or it might be the cloud servers or anything. So now Tableau is one which can connect to many number of data sources. I can say more than 70 plus different data sources it can get connected. And other thing is Tableau can connect even to data sources which is very heavy, like large data sets. Yeah, it supports. Okay, that is one more reason why people are going for the Tableau. Okay, apart from that, with the help of the Tableau, we can really create an interactive dashboards. Interactive dashboards is a dashboard is what is nothing but a collection of visuals, which we'll be seeing in the coming sessions. Okay, and when you select a particular region, so I want all those particular sales values, all the measurable values to be shown only for that particular regions. Okay, that can be done. And once you have created this particular dashboards, and we also have a storyboard here. So with the help of this particular dashboards and whatever the sheets you've worked, so you can explain to your business managers with the help of the story within the dashboard. That is a live presentation can be done. And so once you have done it, so we need to share it to the clients, where we have to share it to the individuals or organizations. For that, we need to publish it. So Tableau also gives you features of publishing this particular report or the dashboard that you have created to the Tableau server, and that then it can be shared with the different organizations or the clients to whom you want this reports to be shared with. Okay, fine. So next is I said it supports many different types of data sources. Some of the different types of data sources. It supports the text data sources. Text is like file system. Rather, it can be a CSV file. It can be a JSON file. Okay, XML file. Yeah, it supports. It supports the Excel files. You can see maximum people work on Excel when it comes to our data works. Okay, and when you have the data in Excel, yeah, Tableau supports to read the data from the Excel. So multiple sheets of the Excels can be read. Databases. So we know that the databases like Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, so they allow us to store a large amount of data with a more organized of relational database with multiple tables and all those things. Yeah, the Tableau supports connecting to those particular data sources and extracting the data from those particular tables, what is there in those data sources or the views and things. It also helps you to connect to big data, jet database engines like Access database, or even the databases which is stored on the cloud. Okay, the Amazon cloud, or it might be Azure cloud. Okay, so cloud databases and all the things, yeah, it can support. Okay, now the next thing is, see, when you're working with this particular Tableau, so Tableau comes out with different products and different editions of the software that I can see. We have some products for the developers, and we also have products for sharing the report. So in the developer, we have it for called as the Tableau Desktop and the Tableau Public. So when I say Tableau Desktop is actually a paid version used by the enterprises, which has all the features what is required for the developers in extracting the data, doing the transformation on that particular data, connecting to what I say many different types of data sources, and even working with a direct query. That means if you have a large amount of data on the servers like SQL servers or Oracle servers and things, so it is not feasible to import the data and then to work on it. So helps you to work with the direct queries. Okay, and also it has the features of sharing, publishing the report to the Tableau server. But when it comes to a Tableau Public is a free version. So when I say it's a free version, that means it's a version which is mainly used for the learners. Okay, people who want to learn Tableau, so they don't have to invest in buying the license software. So they can go with the Tableau Public, which is completely free of cost. So since it's a free of cost, okay, it supports almost all the features as the desktop supports. So as the point of visualizations and things, but it has some limitations. The limitations are it can connect only to a limited data sources, like mainly it supports only to the file systems like Excel file, CSV file, JSON file, and so on. It cannot support to servers and things. Yeah, Tableau Public, we cannot work with the direct query, so we always have to work with the import. So that means the direct query we use when the data is very large. So since it's for learning purpose, yeah, so you can try out some kind of limited amount of data. You can work with the file systems, Excel or CSV data, you can read, and then you can work with that. Okay, so there are some kind of limitations, and apart from that, when it comes to a Tableau Public, you cannot save the file locally to your hard disk, and you can save only to the Tableau Public cloud. Whereas in the desktop, so we have the option of saving the data to your local file as well as Tableau private cloud. Okay, fine. This is about the developer products. Now, when it comes to a sharing, so we have a Tableau server, reader, and online. So mainly we use this particular server as okay, you want to publish this report to the server so that you can give an access for the end users to work with this particular data. Okay, it's a sharing tool, so it is mainly used at the enterprise level. Okay, so where you can share the reports and the end users can access this particular reports, or we can just create a link and we can share it to the individual organizations. Tableau Reader. So as the name only says reader, this is a addition. There's one other product of Tableau, so which is mainly used for viewing the reports. Okay, so the end user, they just want to view the reports. They don't want the features of editing this particular worksheet or anything. They just want as a viewing. So it's a kind of a cost-effective kind of things, I can say. So it's used only for reading purpose. And we have a Tableau Online. So Tableau Online is something like, your whatever the reports you have created, whatever the dashboards you have created, you are hosting it on the cloud, and you're working on the cloud. The workbooks can be edited and can be worked on the cloud. Online we can work. Okay, these are the different products of Tableau. So mainly as we go on in the session, we'll be learning with the Tableau Publics as it supports almost all the features as that of the desktop. Only it has some limitations of connecting to servers, okay, database servers, and also you cannot save the file locally, but it has all the and direct query you cannot work. So since we are learning, so we will use this particular Tableau Public and we'll try to learn in the coming sessions about the Tableau. Okay, thank you everyone. Hi, in this series of Tableau sessions, we'll learn about getting familiar with the Tableau. Okay, so first thing is how do we download this particular Tableau? So as we said, for the developers, we have two editions, two products. That is, we have a Tableau Desktop and Tableau Public. So Tableau Desktop, obviously, it's a paid version, so it is used in the enterprise. So as a learning purpose, we'll go with the Tableau Public. So to download, so we can follow this particular link that is being given over here. Okay, for downloading this particular Tableau, that is http://public.tableau.com/downloads. So from this particular link, so we can just download this particular Tableau. Okay, so once you go to this particular link, you can see you'll get this particular blue button here that says to download the Tableau edition. So when you hit on this, it starts downloading. So it is just a downloading file. So it's around 250 MB or something. So it is going to be a not very heavy file. Okay, thanks. Now, once you have downloaded this particular Tableau, the executable file. So what we do, we just double click on the file and start the installation. Once the installation is being completed, you want to check whether the Tableau is installed or not. You just click on the start on your screen and you can just see there is a Tableau public and the respective version, whichever you have downloaded latest version, it shows you. And just click on that. So that is going to start with your Tableau. So when you hit on this particular thing, the very first screen comes here is the Tableau home page. So where on your left hand side, we can see it just shows you like, what are the different types of data source that you can get connected. And also it shows you the recently opened project. So let us see it practically. So I've just clicked on started the Tableau. So as soon as you start this particular Tableau here, so we see this particular things on your left hand side. It just says connect. So you want to get connected to what data files. So Excel file or text file or JSON file or Access file. As I said, the public doesn't support all the different types of data sources. It is restricted to the file systems. Okay. And we can see the center here. So it shows me some of my recent files, what I have created. When I just hit on that, I should be able to open that file. Recently created, okay, some of the projects which I have just recently created. I have created some sales dashboard. As soon as I hit on that, it just opens that particular dashboard. Can be done. And then we can go ahead. See, first thing is what I want here is I want to read the data from the Excel file and then start working on that. So since what type of file I want to work with, I want to work with Excel. So I just click on this Microsoft Excel. As soon as you click on this particular Excel, it just says, okay, tell me the file, which file you want to go for it. Okay, so let me use this sample superstore, which is a very commonly used file. And I say this is about the e-commerce data. So it has, okay, so I'll just select the sample superstore and this will be provided in your Tableau data source. Okay, so I'll be providing this in the link. Okay, I'll just open this. As soon as you open this, so now this is the Excel file. So when I talk about an Excel file contains a collection of worksheets. The same way, this file has many sheets here. So you can see here, it shows me like, we have the order sheet, people sheet, return sheet. Okay, so different sheets are there. Now, which data you want to bring in? Okay, so what I will do is I just want to read the data from the order sheet. I just select this, drag and drop. As soon as you drag and drop this particular thing, you can see it just starts loading this particular data. So it is about the complete sales data is over here. So it has around 9,995 rows are there. So we can just look into this one. So it says to update, so update now. So you can see it has totally 9,995 rows and 21 columns. And it is showing a sample preview of 100 rows. So you can increase that numbers. Okay, fine. So the next thing here when you observe in this one is, okay, so Tableau, when it reads the data, it automatically gives the column names, row ID, or order ID, order date, ship date, all those particular columns, whatever that is being read, it is reading all those columns. And you can see automatically it is assigning the data type. So you can see this is given the data type as hash. Hash means it is representing a number type. So this is given as a data type called as ABC. ABC is representing the text values. Now we have order date and the ship date. So they are actually having the date values. They are having the date values. Since they're having the date value, you can see the data type assigned is the date. Okay. And the same way you can see that the ship mode and all this thing, they have a character data. So it has been assigned with the character. And one more observation here is when it comes to a country region, they have something related to geographic data. So you can see it shows a globe symbol. That means it's a geographic data. So what we understand from this one is when the Tableau reads the data, okay, it not only reads the data, it also identifies the type of data and accordingly the respective data type is being assigned. So the different data types, and we can see that every column is assigned with the respective. So you can see these are geographic columns. Okay, means they can be used for creating the maps. Okay, maps and all these things, map-wise analysis, state-wise, region-wise, and things. So we have a country, city, state, postal code. These are the geographic field, and so you can see the numbers are ABC, and the numbers are hash, and the text fields is there. So now let us see how do we create some kind of a visual. So if I have to create a visual here, so again, so we can see that here. So we have a go to sheet. Go to sheet is what? You are getting to the worksheet to create the visuals. So we just need to hit on this particular go to sheet. So when you hit on this particular sheet, it's like Excel sheet one, no? So as soon as you hit on this particular sheet, you can see you get this particular area. And in this area, I'll tell you, is on your left hand side. So we have this particular window where we can see all the fields are there: category, region, okay, customer name, order date, all the fields. Okay. And so when you see here, okay, these are like, the fields, the data fields has been displayed. So apart from that, we do also have what I call it as the marks card. So this page, filter, and the marks, they're called as cards. Okay, the cards are used for customizing your visuals, which we'll be seeing when you go to the visuals. So mainly I can see the pages are used for doing the animations on your visuals. Okay, so you want to give kind of a play access. Filters are used to apply the filters on your visuals. Okay. And the marks, yeah, this has many options here where you can change the type of charts. So we can do the coloring for that particular charts based on the dimensions, based on the measures. Or we can also resize this particular charts. We can add some data labels to that. So we can get the detailed information. Okay. And you can also use the tooltip. There are many options here. So as we go further, we'll be looking into this particular cards. Okay. And apart from that, we do also have the shelves here. So we have a row shelf and we have a column shelf. So these are like, when you're creating the charts, what data you want in the rows, what you want in the columns. So we can just place it with the help of this one. So respective columns will be placed here. Okay. So the respective columns will be placed. So dimension and the measures will be placed here to create the charts. Okay. So where I'll see next slides, I'll just come to the dimensions and the measures and thing. So now, if I have to create a chart, so okay, these are the components. And apart from that, we can see on your right hand side, we have a show me. So when I say show me, this is the options which is used for creating the chart. Okay. So like example, it tells you like when I want to create a pie chart, what is the requirement for a pie chart? It says the requirement for the pie chart is it needs one, measure and one dimension. If I go with this particular geographic chart, the requirement is you should have at least one geographic field, optional dimension, and the measures. And when I go to the line chart, so what is needed here, we need to have at least one date field and one measurable field, where it can have 0 or more dimensions. It just gives me like, the information like how we create a chart. Now, let us create a simple chart. Now take an example. I want to create a bar chart. See, for the bar chart, the minimum requirement is we need to have one measure and 0 dimension. So what I do, I just select the measure here, sales. It just creates a total sales. Okay. And then I can also use the dimension. Dimensions are just used for dividing this. Okay. We can see that region wise how the sales are happening. So we can create this particular chart, okay, on just a few clicks. Okay. So this is like, getting familiar. So we just saw like, how do we install this particular Tableau and how do we get connected to the data source like Excel file we have connected and importing that respective sheet for the visualizations. And then we go to the sheet here. So in the sheet, we saw that there is a data tab which shows you all the fields and the fields are divided based on the dimensions and the measures. Okay. Dimensions are mainly the categorical informations, the fields which is used for dividing this particular data based on the categories. So, or I can say they are non-measurable values. They are just used for categorizing the data or grouping the data. And measures, okay, so they are represented in green color and dimensions are represented in blue color. So measures, they are a calculative fields, okay, mainly used for applying some calculations. So like, on the measures, we can apply the aggregations, like what is the total sales, average sales, highest sales, lowest sales, we can apply those things. Okay. And then we just got familiar with the cards, the shelves, and the show me. So which helps you to create the different types of charts. It guides you like, if you have to create a chart, what is the minimum requirement? How many dimensions are required? How many measures are required? How many different types of special values are needed? So it just tells you that. And with the help of that, we can easily decide which charts to be created. Okay. Thank you for this particular session.